he was going to go and live with his daughter back in Arkansas. So he was having a sale and selling all the stuff he had. Well, he had an old Ford, I think it was. About a, what would you say that was, about a 45 or something?
What do you think, Lee? 45? I'd say that, yeah. That Ford that he gave the missionaries?
Anyway, I've been sitting out in his barnyard, and his chickens had roosted in a part of the garden, and it was a mess, but it was, the motor was good and everything, and so Howard went up there and he made him an offer on it. I think it was $25. And so they told him, well, if we don't get a higher offer than that, we'll sell it to you for that price. So later in the day he went up there and they hadn't had any other offer on it, so he got the car for $25. And he really hadn't decided what he was going to do with the car, but it was a good buy, he thought. But then the missionaries that were there, they didn't have the cars furnished or anything. They had to furnish their own cars. And so as one missionary couple would leave, the car that they had to go to the next missionary couple. And this old car that they were driving, it was an old one. It was, I'd say, a 25 or something. And it was, it burned oil so bad that they'd have to carry a can of used oil with them so they could stop and fill up the oil tank once in a while. And you could see them as they went across the valley. You could follow their smoke trail because it was smoking so bad. So we decided that we would give that car to the missionaries. And so we bought some, I think I had bought some denim to make overalls for boys. And so I took that denim and I recovered the seats because the seat covers were all worn out and everything. And I recovered the seats with that denim. And the car had good tires on it, real good tires. And so we invited the missionaries up to dinner, and we were going to give them the car when they came up. And Howard went out to do chores that morning, and here was our car sitting there with 4 flat tires. We never did know. Are you confessing, Lee? We never did know what happened to those tires. It looked like somebody drove on several miles with them flat. But anyway, they were all ruined. There was no way we could fix them or anything. And so he looked at that car that we were going to give to the missionaries, and the tires on it were real good, and they would just fit our car.
If I remember right, they were almost new.
Yeah, they look that way, yes. And so the temptation, of course, was to take those 4 tires and put them on our car because we didn't have money to buy tires for our car. And he said he looked at those tires, and it was just like Satan was saying, come on, you can take those tires and put them on your car. Missionaries don't know you're going to give them a car. They'll never know the difference. So he says, Satan, you think you've got me this time, but you haven't. So we went ahead and had the missionaries come up, gave them the car, and then we went down to coast to coast or somewhere and bought some new tires and paid for them on credit. Is there anything else about that one to tell?
No.
But the missionaries were very happy to get the car.
By the way, one of those missionaries lived in Alberta, Canada, near Jenny's folks, and every time I'd see him, he'd talk about that, and always talk about how grateful he was to Dad for the car. Yeah.
Oh, he is?
Turkey.
Yeah,
I think,
and
didn't he? Didn't he take the car home?
one of the missionaries, when they got transferred, took the car with
Maybe he
them.
didn't.
So
I was
that
thinking
car
he was.
missionary is there without a car after all.
However, that's the way it worked in that time. The missionary took the cars home, but
I've often wished though that I had that old car that the missionaries had.
I like that car now, that would be worth a lot of money.
Okay. Who was it asking me to do that?
I think that story went,
Laura.
Mom, I think that story went along with Chad's poem perfectly, and shows the kind of man that Dad was, you know, and the poem does too. But good comparison.
Could you tell my favorite one about what these kids' great-grandfather? That's
I promised the little kids another story.
oh, okay.
But anyway, we'll go ahead and tell that story because I think you'd like that too. Howard's family owned a dance hall out of our church. And they'd have public dances in this dance hall. And there were some of the boys that, I don't know if I can tell this exactly, but there were some of the boys in the community that liked to cause a lot of trouble with these dances. And they would drink. They weren't allowed to drink in the dance hall, but they would go outside and drink, and they would come in and cause trouble. And so Howard's dad would have to put them out. And this caused a lot of hard feelings between Howard's dad and these boys. And I don't remember that story too well, but I remember one time that they had a big fight. They tried to beat up Howard's dad, and they threatened to kill him. So he went to town and bought a gun to protect himself with, because he knew that these boys, they were not, they were rough.
Boy.
Yeah, they were Hunsaker boys, and they were really rough characters. And so his dad carried this gun around with him for a long time. And one day, though, these boys came and told him that they needed some help. And Howard's dad asked them what they needed. And they said, well, their mother had to have an operation, and they didn't have any money. And it was really important to get this operation. And could he loan them the money so they could have the operation? So Howard's dad said, well, how much do you need? And they said, oh, about $25. Well, $25 in those days was a lot of money. But Howard's dad told him yes, he could let them have the $25. And so he did. And after that, those boys thought the world of Howard's dad, and they would do anything for him.
Grandma, you want some ice cream and strawberries?
No, I promised the kids I'd tell them a story. Laura asked me to tell the watermelon. So we will tell the watermelon. You there? Come here, citizen. What the heck you got under that box? I don't want no fooling, you hear me? appears to me you old ashes particular. I suppose they're of a new kind. Just take a look. Oh yeah, did you think that I was blind? I calls that a plain watermelon, you scamp. And I knows where it grows. It came from Jefferson's corn patch down there at the side of the road. You stole it, you rascal. You stole it. I watched you from down at the lot. The time I get through with you, kid, there won't even be a greasy spot. Mirandy? Mirandy! Go cut me a hickory. Make haste. And make it the toughest and keenest you can find anywhere on the place. I'll teach you, young William Josephus, to steal and to lie, you young sinner. Disgracing your old Christian mammy and making her leave cooking dinner. Now, ain't you ashamed of yourself, sir? Ah, yes, I was ashamed to lose my son. And the holy accord angel, he's ashamed of what you've done. And he's took it down up yonder in cold black, blood red letters. One watermelon stole by William Josephus Feathers. And what do you suppose Jill Bascom, your teacher at Sunday school, would say if she knowed how you broke the good Lord's golden rule? And I've now got it cut right open. But you shan't have near a bite. For boy that'll steal watermelons and then the day's broad light ain't. Mercy, it's green. Mirandy? Mirandy, come on here with that switch. Well, stealing a green watermelon. Who ever heard tell of this set? You can't tell when they're right. Well, you thump them. And when they goes plunk, plank, they is green. But when they goes plunk, now you mind me, they's right. And that's just what I mean. And the next time you hook watermelons, you hear me, you rascal, you mama. If you don't want to lick it all over, be sure that they always go for and I think we better quit.
Battery's almost dead.
Oh, my whole audience.
Oh, no, you're not. I don't know who you're losing.
No, no.
He's going.
Tell him, yeah. Pammy Nonga.
Eric's going to sleep.
Candy nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Frona.
Have to think a minute. It's been a long time.
I remember. Dad.
Okay. How's it going? It was Pam and August. And Pam and August always liked to go and visit his granny. Every time he'd go and visit his granny, she'd give him something nice. And one time he went to see her and she just baked a nice big chocolate cake. And she gave Pam and August a great big piece of cake to eat. And when he got ready to go home, she gave him a piece of cake to take home to his mammy. So Pam and August took the cake in his hand and he started home. And on the way home, he squeezed it tighter, and tighter, and tighter, until it squirted all out between his fingers. And when he got home, his mammy said, Pam and August, what you got there? Cake, Mammy, Granny sent it to you. Cake? Well, don't y'all know how to carry cake? You should wrap it in a piece of paper, put it in your hat, put your hat on your head, and hurry home. So Pam and August says, all right, Mammy, I'll do that next time. So the next time he went to see his granny, she had just churned some nice fresh butter. And when he got ready to go home, she gave him a pound of butter to take home to his mammy. So Pam and August wrapped the butter in a piece of paper, and put it in his hat, and put his hat on his head, and he started home. But it was an awful hot day. And what happens to butter on a hot day? Yeah, it begins to melt, doesn't it? And pretty soon that butter began to melt. And drip, 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 it went in his eyes. And drip, 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 it went down his nose. And drip, 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 it went in his mouth. And drip, 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 it went down his chin. And drip, 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 it went all over. And when he got home, his mammy said, "Henny August, what y'all got there?" "Butter, Mammy. Granny sent it to you." "Butter? Well, don't you know how to carry butter?" And my tongue's getting twisted. "You should wrap it in a cabbage leaf, cool it in the water, cool it in the water, cool it in the water, and hurry home." Mammy August says, "All right, Mammy, I'll do that next time." So the next time he went to his granny's, she told him to go look and see what was in the woodshed. So he went and looked, and there were 5 little puppies. And Tammy Nongus played with him all the time he was there. And when he got ready to go home, his granny told him he could take one home with him. So Tammy Nongus picked out the cutest little puppy of all. And he went out to the garden and he found a great big cabbage leaf. And he wrapped the puppy in the cabbage leaf, and he cooled it in the water, and he cooled it in the water, and he cooled it in the water, and he hurried home. And when his mother saw his yummy, he said, "Hey, August, what y'all got there?" "A puppy, Mammy. Granny gave it to me." "A puppy? Why, the poor little thing's nearly drowned. Well, don't y'all know how to carry a puppy?"
The front.
We don't.
We'll have the kids when we leave.
What?
That was
Have the
my
kids go
boat.
sit by the van.
Where's that
Oops.
plane?
Right? And we won't have to worry about them.
You don't know
Should
the
give them
planes.
keys so they can get in if they want to.
No, I'd rather them not get in.
Alright.
Well, as long as they don't sit behind the wheel.
They just got in and sat where they're gonna sit.
Hmm?
I said if they just get in and sit where they're gonna sit when we're going down the road, that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, better in here to meet guys. No. Find some light to see. Alright. Okay. No.
Anyway, whatever those things are, Tim says that they farm them out here. They have ropes that go down and they attach themselves to the ropes and grow there, and then they pull the rope up and pick them off and
Oh,
harvest
yeah.
them, and then they put the ropes back down and more do it. Said they're similar to an oyster.
Yeah, I've heard them.
Who should give it to?
You give it to someone like
Definitely not you.
not David. He'll go crazy on it and tip over. Oliver's not easy.
Yeah, we did. Go. Get out. I get that one. Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Uncle Tim. That was fun.
Get away.
I was out looking and I go, "Wait." Don't film me getting
Hey,
out of the
Tim.
boat.
I guess it hurt or helped to push record.
Oh, you did all that without the record being pushed?
change anybody over there. I want to get some videos of them.
Spencer,
Rhonda.
I don't want to be on that.
What?
Why don't you get dressed?
I am.
Why
Yeah, Sheila.
James got her. Working.
do
You work?
That's Frona's. I don't know why
Mows
it's
the lawn.
laying around out here.
It's not all I do around the house.
No, you don't
Are you
need
sure?
in the house.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna wanna change sprinklers. I
Oh,
do
it's
the
a joke.
dog.
Calm down. Calm down. Take a heart pill.
Yeah, don't
What
get
would
him
you call
started.
that?
He thinks he's...
She's all, no, I don't want to open my eyes. I'll look at that. I need to get the picture, man.
Open your eyes.
Move it or lose it.
Covers it.
What are you looking at?
Uh,
What do you think?
Yeah, she's looking a little ticked.
I can see.
Look at her. Okay, I think you guys need to stand together because I need to get a picture.
Mine needs to
Oh,
hold it.
he leaves. What's that all about?
My fingernail needs clipped.
Oh, you can't get a picture without that
Yeah.
fingernail clipped.
Bothering me.
You gonna pull a face for us?
She can sure go through the faces,
Is
can't
she?
she? She, from smiling to frown just in a split second.
Yeah.
Silly.
Okay, let's get everyone to look over here. Oh, knock it off. You better smile. I'm not taking it to Monty smiles.
Her hands in
Hey.
weird.
What's with that face, Monty? Oh, where's Samara? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Who's getting in my pocket?
Me?
Yay. Beautiful.
What are you looking for, Spencer? Need a handkerchief or what?
Spencer.
That
Looking for stuff.
she says too
You don't
bad,
need that
I'm
stuff.
tired.
You do? Oh, look at her. I want to get that dress really good.
That's the one you made, right?
Yeah.
Didn't take me very long, but
Excuse me, Trina.
Little
gonna
bloomers
kill
on
you.
underneath.
Isn't that the scraps from your wedding dress?
The lace is leftover lace from my wedding dress, yeah.
Look at her.
She likes to sleep with her head to the side, huh?
Throws it quite a
Yeah,
ways
she
out there.
likes to cock it over.
She's not banging it yet, though.
Oh, look at that smile.
I missed the smile?
Yeah.
Not banging it yet, so we might make it through this one, huh?
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's got a little half grin on her face.
Shonda's calling you an it.
Yeah.
You get a smile. I think you're trying to fake us.
She's good at that, too, I've noticed. She wants to ignore it. She just closes those eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, what are you doing? Oh.
Well, I'm about ready to lose my battery, so I get Monty over here grooming himself.
Nerdski. Okay, I want to get one when he stops.
Pictures of the baby, did you? With our camera?
Yeah, that roll of film that we
Okay, let's see your
we
face
just
now.
finished. You know, we finished taking pictures
Where'd
at
you
the
get that?
reunion, and then you had to put a new roll of film in it.
She's all
That
beautiful.
Had pictures I
Here
took.
we go, Jim.
Yeah, we got her in our birthday
Yeah.
outfit.
Yeah,
Yes, we
this
took two this
That's
morning.
what I'm
Can
gonna
you
say.
turn that
be
on?
part of Uncle
Two, or
Hal's
did we take
collection.
three? We took three, 'cause we took one with Monty and Sheila and the baby, and one with Sheila.
Part of
and the
whose
baby.
collection?
Uncle Hal's old one.
He worked for the airline.
Yeah, had them from all over, all different kinds of airlines.
Wow.
I've got one too.
Hey, you guys. My batteries aren't saying they're ready.
Use the other.
Dinner? Lunch? I want to do mine.
Oh, get out.
Oh, how embarrassing that was. I'm sure.
And she was so good. She didn't
Must be out.
fast or
Oh.
anything.
There it is.
Well, she's the most alert baby I've ever stood in a blessing on. I think she's watching, paying attention all the time.
Was she?
Look at her hair.
Yeah,
Samara.
it's a press conference.
I want to get her with her dress
Is that
up.
flashlight?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
It's
you
to
can
help
see
keep
the
red
little
eye.
bloomers.
Yeah, red eye.
Hey, she.
Yeah?
What's in this package on the table?
It's
How's your daughter,
Angela's,
Ding. How's your battery?
It's doing okay.
do you hear that?
Picture of
Yeah, it
it.
was a juicy one.
You?
Yeah, her drawers are going to be full. I didn't get that one. My pictures were out.
Did you want to take a
Turn off the.
We made that the best thing.
Hey, call Sheila and tell her not to change anybody over there. I want to get some videos of them.
Stop.
Rhonda.
I don't want to be on that.
What?
Why don't you get dressed?
I am.
Yeah, Sheila.
Janae's got her.
Working.
Come on,
You
Janae.
work?
That's Frona's. I don't know why
Mows
it's
along.
laying around out here.
It's not all I do around the house.
No, you don't
Are
do
you
anything
sure?
around the house.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna wanna change sprinklers.
Oh,
and
it's
do
a
the
joke.
dog.
Calm down. Calm down. Take a heart pill.
Yeah, don't
What
get
would
him
you call
started.
that?
He thinks he's...
She's all, no, I don't want to open my eyes. I'll look at that. I need to get the picture, man.
Nice.
Move. Move it or lose it. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
What do you think?
Yeah, she's looking a little ticked.
Hey, she.
There. Okay, I think you guys need to stand together because I need to get a picture.
Molly needs to
Oh,
hold it.
he leaves. What's that all about?
My fingernail's clipped.
Oh, you can't get a picture without that
Yeah.
fingernail clipped.
Bothering me.
There. You gonna pull a face for us?
She can sure go through the faces,
Is
can't
she?
she? She, from smiling to frown just in a split second.
Yep.
Silly.
Okay, let's get everyone to look over here. Oh, knock it off. You better smile. I'm not taking it to Monty smiles.
Her hands in a
Hey.
weird.
What's with that face, Monty? Oh, where's Samara? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Who's getting in my pocket?
Me?
Yay. Beautiful. Nerd.
What are you looking for, Spencer? Need a handkerchief or what?
Spencer.
Hey, wake up every
That-
Looking for stuff.
She says,
You
too
don't
bad,
need that
I'm
stuff.
tired.
You didn't do?
Oh, look at her. I want to get that dress really good.
That's the one you made, right?
Yeah.
Didn't take me very long, but
It's got
Excuse me, Rhonda.
little
gonna
bloomers
kill
on
you.
underneath.
Isn't that the scraps from your wedding dress?
The lace is leftover lace from my wedding dress, yeah.
Get her.
She likes to sleep with her head to the side, huh?
Throws it quite a
Yeah,
ways
she
out there.
likes to cock it over.
She's not banging it yet, though.
Oh, look at that smile.
I missed the smile?
Yeah.
Not banging it yet, so we might make it through this one, huh?
Look at her.
Yeah.
She's got a little half grin on her face.
Shonda's calling you an it.
Yeah.
You get a smile. I think you're trying to fake us.
She's good at that, too, I've noticed. She wants to ignore it. She just closes those eyes.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing? Oh.
Well, I'm about ready to lose my battery, so I get Monty over here grooming himself.
Nerdski. Okay, I want to get one when he stops.
Pictures of the baby, did you? With our camera?
Yeah, that roll of film that we
Okay, let's see your
we
face
just
now.
finished. You know, we finished taking pictures
Where'd
at
you
the
get that?
reunion and then you had to put a new roll of film in it.
She's all
That
beautiful.
Boswell
Yeah,
Hotel
right
had pictures I
Here
took
you
of
go,
the
Jen.
Yeah, we got her in our
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we
that's
took 2 this morning.
Can you turn
be
that off?
part of Uncle
2 or
Hal's
did we take
collection.
3? We took 3 because we took one with Monty and Sheila and the baby and one was Sheila.
Part of
and the
whose
baby.
collection?
Uncle Hal's old one.
You worked for the airline.
Yeah, had them from all over, all different kinds of airlines.
Wow.
I've got one too.
Okay, guys.
My batteries aren't saying they're ready.
Use the other.
Dinner? Lunch?
I want to do my
I'll get out.
Oh. How embarrassing that was. I'm sure.
And she was so good. She didn't must be out. Oh. There it is.
Well, she's the most alert baby I've ever stood in a blessing on. That she's watching, paying attention all the time.
Was she?
Get her hair.
Yeah,
Samara!
it's a press conference.
I'm want to get her with her dress
That
up.
flashlight?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
It's
you
to
can
help
see the
people
little
that I
bloomers.
have around.
Hey, she,
Yeah?
look for this package on the table.
It's
How's your battery,
Angela's,
Ding,
What?
how's
Aw.
your battery?
It's doing
Ooh.
okay.
Do you hear that?
Picture of
That
it.
was a juicy one.
You?
Yeah, her drawers are gonna be full. I didn't get that one. My pictures were out.
She was gonna go ahead and like. Did you want to take a
Turn off
any
the
more with ours?